Alright, now you listen to me and you listen good. You're not doing this listener discretion for you. You're not doing it for me. Who is it for?
Isn't it obvious? It's for the fam.
Oh, yeah!
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, juggalos, juggalettes, and those who don't identify as such. This is Juggalo Judgment, where two friends take time out of their busy schedules to sit down, listen to, and analyze music of the Juggalo variety. You're joined by your hosts, Mike and Shmeev.
You went like full news anchor on that?
I did. I was trying to get like into a thing. I also couldn't tell
something happened there. Like usually whenever you do that, like you're all like you go for the boisterous sound, but now when you just
happy and
you really pulled it back, and you were just like, yeah.
I was also curious if you had even actually hit start because it didn't look like anything changed, and I was just curious if you can check back to make sure that it did start recording. It did. Okay, it did. I think I was looking at the live, and that's why, so I was curious.
Yeah,
all right, sorry about that.
I clicked the buttons.
I know. If you are a new listener, thank you for jumping in.
Welcome.
If you are a returning listener, thank you for continuing on this journey with us.
Welcome back.
We're just chugging along into 2003.
Yep.
We have already talked about two releases in 2003.
We just talked about one a couple minutes ago.
Yes.
We finished up with Hatchet Warrior.
History.
I keep saying Hatchet History. But Hatchet Warrior, which, as you recall, is pretty fucking good.
We liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, as somebody who has owned that album for quite a while, I fell in love with more tracks again. Like, it's a damn good record, so if you didn't hear that one, go check it out.
In the time since that recording, you've heard Joe Walsh's original recording of it.
I did. You played it for me immediately after we finished recording, and now that I have heard the original version, I have a greater appreciation for ABK's cover. Not saying that his version is better than the original one. The production is obviously better because of the time difference, but no, it makes me think that, wow, they actually did a pretty decent job of covering this really damn good song.
They sure did.
So, if you haven't
That's why I was so happy with it.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to the original version of In the City, go and listen to it.
And while you're at it, you can just watch The Warriors, because it's at the end of it.
And in the span of 2 weeks, I have not watched The Warriors yet.
No, I
have not had the time.
It's been really busy.
So yeah. We're done talking about ABK for the time being. We'll come
Never
back to
again.
Him. We'll come back to him in, I don't fucking know, a couple episodes-ish.
You should know. You're the one who put together the timeline.
Yes, I have, and I'm still putting together this timeline, and it's a fucking long...
And we still don't
When
know.
I say long and arduous journey, I mean...
We still don't know how much we're adding to it yet. You know, we still got some questions floating in the air regarding video.
Yeah, the visual projects.
Stuff.
We got...
There are only two certainties in that. They are Big Money Rustlers and Demons at the Door.
I don't remember agreeing to that one.
I did.
I remember you saying, we're doing this one.
Yeah.
No affiliation from Insane Clown Posse, aside from it saying, featuring songs by Insane Clown Posse.
How much more affiliation do you need?
That's
all Twiztid had.
Then I'm clearly going to have to buy that Rat Tail or whatever that features songs from Twiztid.
Yeah.
I'll have to get that one next. But we're not talking about those today. What are we talking about?
We're talking about Twiztid and their EP, For the Fam.
Yes. So, For the Fam was a free project that was released online. Okay. It was kind of something to help...
Hold up. So was the original Foodang. We didn't cover that, though.
We haven't really ever just talked about singles. It's not like Foodang was like an EP or a record that was released online.
But it was an online release. And you were like, no, we're going to get it whenever it comes up on this other thing, because it wasn't a release, but it was. It was a release.
And it got released physically in 2019.
Yeah. It was already released.
So we'll get to it. This has not been put on anything else. So, there. So yes, this was available on Twiztid's site for free download. And it was basically to hold people over because their forthcoming project, the Green Book, got delayed.
Ah, okay.
If I remember correctly, one of the reasons it got delayed is because somebody may or may not have been in jail at the time. So I think there's two things.
So you're actually not certain about this?
So if I'm going based on my knowledge of the commentary tracks from the Purple Show, which we may eventually talk about, I heard something about Monoxide Child potentially having been in jail at the time.
Oh.
However, I also am aware of Monoxide having, I think it was pretty severe anxiety or depression. I believe that was one of the things I saw that they talked about at the gathering that year.
I see.
That's why they were kind of laying low at the moment. And, he ended up seeking help and getting things taken care of. So that was one of the reasons, it seems, why the Green Book was delayed. So because of that delay, they had some other tracks that were, I don't know if they had worked on them prior or because some of these actually just heavily feature Madrox on them. Mm-hmm. Whether they were just songs that he had messed with or whatever. But they decided to just put this out for free. Let Juggalos go ahead and listen to it, kind of as an apology that, hey, we couldn't get the Green Book out on time. Hopefully you guys appreciate this.
Nice.
So, this was something that I originally had downloaded way back on like Fago Lovers and Juggalo News. It ended up actually getting put out to stream on like Google Play Music, on YouTube Music, Spotify, I think.
I listened to it on SoundCloud.
It's on SoundCloud right now. It's on MNE's official SoundCloud. And I had actually...
It's really hard to find within SoundCloud, but if you Google it,
yes,
you'll get the SoundCloud link to it.
Right. It's because it doesn't show up as Twiztid for the Fam. It's MNE, and then they put for the Fam. But I actually bought these tracks on Google Play Music like 2 years ago because I was like, oh, they're on there. I wonder if they're higher quality than what the original downloads were. And they are slightly better. Not amazingly so, but slightly better. However, I found out recently that this EP, as well as at least two other ones that were tour exclusives, have now been taken off of streaming services, and I don't know why. And this is my concern with streaming being the primary media of how people are listening to music nowadays. Yeah. Because at any point, that music can just go and you're fucked because you can't listen to it again.
Yep.
This is why I still buy physical media. I just saw somebody on Twitter, I don't follow them, but I saw a response from somebody else towards it saying Juggalos need to stop demanding physical releases of albums in today's day and age of streaming because of how expensive it is to press albums. I will half agree with you.
I mean, you can release digital stuff anyway. Like, you can do digital downloads and stuff, and that's a fine alternative.
One of the biggest issues is the fact that whenever you don't release something physically, physical medium is the best way to listen to stuff. Unless you have the goddamn master tracks, listening to a song on a CD player sounds better than ripping that song and putting it on my phone. Unless I'm ripping it as a fucking WAV file. Yeah, lossless, okay. But not everybody has the space for that or whatever.
Oh, no.
So that's my thing. I understand. Like,
streaming quality has always been shit.
Right. And nowadays, I'm only listening to streaming if it's songs that I don't really own. But recently, like, I have generally all of these CDs. Or I bought the songs digitally. And I still rip the albums and put them on my phone. But I'm only streaming stuff if for some reason I don't own the track or I haven't had time to put the stuff on my phone. Like last week's episode, or not last week's, 2 weeks ago, our last episode. I did not listen to my personal copy of Hatchet Warrior. I listened to it on YouTube Music, which I have a subscription to. I listened to it on that just because it was convenient for me at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I let you listen to my copy. Like, I had it up there for you, and you listened to that. So yours probably sounded better than mine, but still, it wasn't bad. However, there's still stuff that I'm missing, obviously. But free downloads, cool.
Yeah.
But whenever you're, for whatever reason, removing access to that, it kind of sucks, especially for the people who only are listening to that. One of our listeners listens on Spotify and doesn't own many of the physical ones. I actually ended up hooking them up with a couple of them. Was like, oh man, I'm really bummed because they just took these ones off. And I'm like, fucking what? Mm. Like, I was surprised they were even on there. Like, I was aware they were on there.
Yeah.
But then just within the last, 3 or 4 weeks, they're gone off of all streaming services, and I don't know why. They were Twiztid releases, and I'm wondering if it's because they were old psychopathic ones. Mm. Or for whatever reason, they're not available to stream anymore. And that sucks when you don't actually shell out the money to buy them and have your own copies. I have a fucking 2 terabyte external hard drive. There are so many... I have so much music and porn, it's ungodly, but those are the 2 main commodities on that fucking thing. But if I lose that, if there are songs that were only available digitally, I'm fucked, because I won't be able to find them again.
Yeah.
It's rough, man.
It's a big problem that exists in a lot of media. You'll see it a lot in
Netflix.
Old school games.
Oh.
There's a whole thing with just a lot of stuff that companies do for distribution is really bad for preservation of the art that is being created. It's why there are people who dedicate their time to tracking down obscure games and stuff, or demos of there are people who get hands on who will get their hands on an unreleased thing that somebody just had from a company that they were working at, and they'll rip the ROM from it just for the sake of having it for posterity, because it's important to have this kind of stuff and, not lose this shit. And we have it happening all the time. Whenever Square Enix trying to remake Final Fantasy games, they lost most of their code for older ones. They don't have half the stuff for Final Fantasy IX.
Right.
And whenever they did the re-release, they had to remake stuff for it, which, fine, but why the fuck are you just doing that? And part of it's that whenever you're diving into a new medium like that, you don't think about it. Mm-hmm. We delete stuff all the time, things that we don't think we're ever going to need again, because we're done. Here's the thing. It's finished. And then all the source for it's just fucking gone, and you don't have any way to rebuild it for anything.
Uh-huh.
And, it's... At this point in time, you gotta think about that. You have to recognize that that's a thing anymore, and people still don't.
No. So, that's the thing. I mean, I will still continue to buy physical media as long as it is being offered to me. I do get frustrated at times. One of the biggest labels that's been doing it recently that I support is Strange Music. They have been steadily releasing EPs. Mm-hmm. Lots of EPs. I'm talking there's a band on there called Above Waves. They sound kind of like Maroon 5.
Okay.
They could easily be on the radio. They're not bad. They had released 3 EPs, 4 tracks each. And I was like, okay, well, where's the full album? And I actually said that on Twitter, and they were like, well, that's basically the album. Why is it that you're not marketing this to people more? And people are just getting these bite-sized chunks. Okay, fine, but if you're not being promoted more than that, mm-hmm. How else are you going to get that exposure?
Right.
Okay. Tech9 and Chris Calco have just recently released EPs. I don't know, the one is called Texas Interfere, and I think his next album is going to be called Interfere, so I'm assuming those tracks are going to be on the next album. Mm-hmm. Chris Calico's, he just released an EP on the same day as Tex, and will release a new one, I think, it'll already be out at this point. But I don't know if those tracks are going to be on Chris Calico's next full-length album.
Yeah.
Okay, so many people on that label are just releasing 4-track EPs. Okay, fine, but are you going to release those on a grander scale for other people? And again, I understand the issue of distribution costing money and everything like that, but I don't know. I'm old school, but I'm also weird in the sense that, I'll buy the physical media to immediately put it on my phone and listen to it that way. I just like having that physical backup so that I don't lose it if it's taken away on a grander scale.
For sure. There's a lot of in the modern stuff that we have in the music world is not always very well used by people, especially older artists who are just not as into it, and it's sad because like there's so much for you to work with that will help the thing. Anyway, this is why piracy is good, because of art, like preservation of art. Like that's why I'm not too pressed about piracy. I mean, there are people who are pretty shitty about it, but there are a lot of people who just simply use it for the purpose of making sure things aren't lost.
Yeah. And as far as like there's artists where if this is the main thing you do, like, and obviously you want to make money off of that if it's to support, you know, your lifestyle and everything, it is rough whenever what you're putting your time and effort into is being just taken and you're not making money off of it.
Yeah. I mean, things that are considered piracy sometimes also include a person who legitimately purchased a thing and then just kind of found a way to preserve it on their own without distributing it. Like, people can get busted for something that's literally not piracy.
Right. Like, that goes into, what was that big issue that happened in the, like, early mid-2000s where Sony put this anti-piracy software in their CDs?
Good God.
Oh, so this is some bullshit. It would play, your CDs would play in a CD player. Would not play in a computer, and you couldn't rip them. It would unknowingly to you install software that prevented your computer from ripping it.
Jesus Christ.
The software was, I know this because I owned a couple of the CDs that did it. And people, I don't know who it was, sued Sony for it, and Sony lost.
Oh yeah, because you can't do that.
Yeah.
They literally sold you something with features that they did not tell you were in it.
Well, that's the thing. It says on the bottom, on the back of the CD, like, this has copyright protection software on there.
But you can't install it without them knowing it.
My Lil Jon and the East Side Boys Part 2 CD, the Triple X2 soundtrack, I believe, had it. And I think that the More Music from the Fast and the Furious soundtrack had it as well, but I think for some reason I was able to work around that, because I need to listen to Watch Your Back like you wouldn't fucking believe. And I was pissed when I found out about the Triple X2 soundtrack one, because that soundtrack has an awesome-ass mashup by Bone Crusher and 3 Days Grace. Fucking awesome. But hey, we're way off topic.
We have to make up for the fact that this is such a short fucking album.
This is an EP. We're talking about a 5-track EP. 4 of the tracks are actually songs. But this was just something that came up. But the fact that this was, again, a free download by Twiztid to help tide people over, super cool. Twiztid, if for some reason you're listening to this and I totally got it wrong as to why Green Book got delayed, I apologize. Please do not send Dustin to beat me up.
Come on the show. We'll talk about it.
Similar to track 5 here. We'll have an interview.
I won't prepare for anything.
No.
We'll just be hanging out.
Yeah.
We might have to find some other place to do it, because
not a room.
I don't think you can smoke in this house.
No, probably not.
It's not mine.
I don't know.
I live here, but I don't think my landlord really wants anybody smoking in it.
Yeah, it's probably. Okay. All right. Well, I think we should just get into it.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately,
don't say it.
We're not.
No.
Okay.
It's time.
It's time
to do what we always do.
To
crack open a Faygo. That was a beautiful crack.
It really was. Yes. What do we have this time?
Well, last week, 2 weeks ago...
2 weeks ago. We keep saying last.
5 minutes ago. Was so successful that we actually bought a brand new bottle of Faygo Cola.
Another 2.5 liter.
Yeah.
Fuck them 3s, fuck them 2s.
We downed the entire one from last time.
Destroyed it. You heard me that time.
Yeah, you heard it.
Yeah.
I left that in.
Yep.
We'll see. So, yeah. once again,
got that
some delicious,
genuine
Faygo delicious cola. Get a nice pour.
That asthma.
So nice.
Oh, yes.
So, it's time to dig into Twiztid's For the Fam with the first track.
Wig Split Jalapeno and Nacho Dip Mix.
Mike, what are we hearing right now?
We are hearing a remix
of Die Motherfucker Die.
Mm-hmm. So, are we just talking over this then?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. I mean, we're familiar with the song.
Everybody's heard it.
So, fun fact about this song.
Yeah.
This is the first, not the first version that I heard of this, of Die Motherfucker Die, but it is the first one that was fully unedited. If you remember, there are 2 lines that are censored in the nationwide release of Most Tasteless.
Yes.
Which was on the obviously the second release of Most Tasteless.
Yeah.
And I had heard that first, and then I heard this, and I was like, oh, they say other words there? I didn't know what that was. And it was weird. So it wasn't until I then, heard this and then bought the regular version of Most Tasteless that I was able to actually understand everything. So yeah, this is literally just, the mix is different. It's a different instrumental.
Yeah.
I have no idea who produced any of these, by the way. There's no, I have no production credits, anywhere. Yeah.
That was a thing that I had.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I have not found anything. I'll double check real quick.
So I'm going to talk about this track real quick. As far as remixes go, this one kind of plods, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all downbeat. There's no interesting syncopation or call and response stuff with the way that it's. I mean, the line that the little melody, the bass thing, is a call and response, but barely. The original one, I feel, just had a really nice feel to it. It played off itself really well, and the different they almost structured it the same way, because in the original, it's more or less the same thing throughout the whole thing. They just layer more in for the hook, like they do with this.
Right.
I just feel like the original just had a more interesting sound to it. It felt more rhythmically just interesting and complex without, going too overboard. This one is just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel that great. It's mediocre if I was going to say anything about it. And in some ways, whenever you do a remix, one of the problems that you can run into at times is that when a person is rapping a specific thing, they're rapping over the beat that they have.
Right.
So they're rapping to the feel of that, You know what I'm saying? So whenever you do a remix, you have to kind of account for that.
Yeah, it has
where
to
they're
be
not re-recording it.
Yeah, it's not. It has to be done in a similar style to what they were originally going at in the first place.
And in some ways, I just feel like this one falls flat.
So, I actually don't mind this mix that much.
Yeah.
I like what they do in the chorus, where there's it's kind of a synth style thing. I like that a lot.
Professor synth.
It sounds fucking cool. But I can see where you're coming at from the idea of it just falling flat throughout the rest of it. But one thing that I never noticed until doing our listens for the show is there are words that I did not realize I've been saying wrong this entire fucking time, and I didn't realize it because of some of the hits that happen in the original version are happening right when they're saying a specific word.
Oh.
So I've been saying the wrong word all the fucking time.
Huh.
Waking up in puddles of sweat, or with puddles of sweat and cottonmouth. I've been saying bullets of sweat.
Huh.
Which could also technically work,
Yeah,
sweat and bullets. But no, it's puddles. I didn't fucking know that. And there's another line, I can't remember, but it's a Madrox one that I've been saying wrong this entire fucking time, and I never realized it.
Huh.
And I think it might just because this, and granted the mix on this is not that great, but because it's a little more subdued, I was able to actually hear it this time.
Huh.
So it's not as good as the original, but I still appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely cool because we don't hear them do many remixes.
Yeah.
Especially not at this point in their career. I don't think that they really had done anything with the exception of like the Somebody Dissing You, which was kind of more of like a original mix where they put Blaze on there. Like I think that was the original version and then they cut it or whatever the fuck they did with that. I have no idea. But nothing else has been pretty much remixed at that point. So
it sounds like a Fritz the Cat.
It does, and I think it probably is. I think that all of these ones are likely done by Fritz. It would be weird if they were done by anybody else. I don't think that they did anything with like Mike P or anything. And the thing was, where there's a period of time where it seems like Twiztid, whether it was at this point or slightly later, that they were kind of not necessarily distancing themselves from Psychopathic, but trying to kickstart their own thing.
Oh yeah, they're trying to establish their own separate. Like they didn't want to be seen as like just an addendum to ICP.
Well, it's not just that. It's they were trying to. It seemed like they were trying to start their own label.
Okay.
So one of the guys.
Is this the beginning?
There was a talk of a thing called Magic Records.
Okay.
Okay. When we were watching Big Money Hustlers, there's a guy who's at the very end that they mentioned, and we hear his name in some songs here and there called Tom Dubb.
Yes.
Who was working with them, I think, kind of like, he might have been a tour manager, but like, it seemed like he was trying to work with them to start up another label, and whether that would have been done through Psychopathic or on their own, I'm not completely sure.
Yeah.
But this was around that time where it seems like they might have just kind of been doing their own thing, whether that was to get that started or just because it's what they wanted to do at the time. So I think that Fritz is the one who handled pretty much all this because Fritz was doing almost all of his work exclusively with Twiztid. Yeah. We did hear last episode that he did some stuff with ABK, which again, I was surprised on. I didn't know who was doing what with ABK's album. But yeah, I would not be surprised if this was Fritz. Again, I just wish that the mix was a little bit better. Like, it could have sounded cleaner.
It was obviously the original vocals and stuff, so, I mean, they were just kind of working with it.
Oh, I understand that, but, I mean, I think the other issue, too, is there's only so high a quality that they could have available for people to download for free in 2003.
Yeah.
Because let's think about how good people's internet was back then.
Right.
So, I'm sure people probably spent, like, 20 minutes downloading this record, not longer than that.
I will say, I had dial-up back in the day.
Right.
I could still get tracks off Napster in a couple minutes.
Okay, a track in a couple minutes. But at
this point, people started having DSL and straight-up cable. It was working.
In 03?
I think so, yeah.
I have no idea. I don't remember what...
That would have been the year before I started high school. Yeah, a lot of my friends had cable.
I have no idea what I had back then. I don't know. Let me know how you downloaded this record if you were listening to them back in 2003.
2003 was the age of like people getting into World of Warcraft and stuff.
What's up, y'all? Shmeev here with a quick correction. World of Warcraft was in fact released in 2004. Were I anything but a fool, I would have said EverQuest, which was released in 1999. My bad. Back to the episode.
Let me know what character you play.
Gaming.
Let me know what character you play on World of Warcraft. I play a nothing because I've never touched it.
I played a Night Elf or something.
Oh. I've never gotten into that. I don't play online stuff.
Yeah.
I've never had a computer worth trying it on.
I didn't do very much in WoW because I stopped playing it very quickly.
Valid. But hey, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about WoW. We're talking about Superstar.
What's up, man?
What up?
Can you believe I went in this motherfucking place and this arrogant son of a bitch behind the counter had the nerve to call me a fucking superstar.
Rockstar.
No, a superstar, a rock star nonetheless, but a superstar. Yes, no. And what I don't understand is how the fuck am I a superstar? How are you a superstar? We don't got a fucking video on MTV.
No.
I got one car, and it's got a flat tire and a fucking broken rear view mirror.
I got 2 cars.
You got 2 cars?
Still.
You might be a superstar.
No.
Now, I seen you flying around the hood. You might be a superstar. Okay, well, look, so I don't understand that shit. Basically, that shit ain't shit to me. I ain't
You
a
might be a
motherfucker.
rock star. No, I ain't even a rock.
You could be a rock star. With a little bit of effort and a video, I can work you into some A&R. I can get you on the radio. You, my friend, can be a rock star.
Nice.
Warped Tour, baby.
Superstar, you ain't shit. Superstar, you ain't shit. Everybody come on.
Superstar, you ain't shit. Superstar, you ain't shit.
Say what?
Superstar, you ain't shit. Superstar, you ain't shit. Everybody come on.
Superstar, you ain't shit. Superstar, you ain't shit.
Now let it go to your head. A fat ass mink and some chip sunglasses. So sweet and sticky they call me Lil Molasses. Don't let it fool you though, I'm a neck slitter. Chest hair permed, all covered in glitter. I got bitches falling out of my pockets at all times. Lying on me, spreading these rumors to all kinds. Hating on me, leaving these people with false lines. Bitch, you must be out your goddamn mind. Understand, I'm the motherfucking shit, bitch. And you ain't got to say it, I can see it on your lips, please. Put my dick on a hot dog bun and put that in your mouth and keep my name off your tongue, ho. Think fun in that twisted thong. I got my homie in the car waiting all night long. I ain't shit. You could let the whole world know. The only way I get some pussy is if that bitch is a hoe. Eat a dick. Superstar, you ain't shit. Superstar, you ain't shit. Everybody come on.
Superstar, you ain't shit.
Superstar.
So, if I remember right, 2003 is when Twiztid first went on Warped Tour.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check. Twiztid Warped Tour. Yeah, 2003. And it did not go well for them. Really? People hated them.
Jesus Christ.
I think at one of the shows, Monoxide jumped off stage and like fought somebody who threw shit at them or whatever.
Oh.
I think that's the case. I could be wrong. Again, my apologies if I'm getting it wrong, but I have heard that it did not go well for them. Yeah, talking about how Twiztid got booed and all that. Let's see. Didn't go very well, as I recall. I also think an issue with D12 is what got them to stop playing those shows, in addition to the hate they got. But I could be confusing this with the D12 and Esham/Nodus being kicked off in 2001. So, yeah. They toured Warped, in 2003. I was under the impression that it did not go well for them. They were the only psychopathic act to ever do Warped, and that's why some people were like, when Twiztid went and did it again back in 2018. Is that when it was? Was that if that was when the last Warped Tour was? Then yeah, they did that.
Sounds about right.
People were like, "Why are they doing it? Because it was so bad last time." And they were like, they were getting a bunch of the bands who did prior ones together. They asked if we wanted to do it, and we were like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a new fucking world, man.
And no joke, given some of Twiztid's music that they've done in the last couple of years, pretty good fit for Warped.
Yeah.
And
they're
now, mind you,
a better fit now than they were then.
Easily.
Yeah.
Especially with their last album. Definitely made for that crowd. But, hey, they had a pretty decent-sized crowd when I saw them in Pittsburgh. But, yeah, it was just funny whenever they're like, Warped Tour, baby. And, like, it reminds me of, like, on Bury Me Alive, when you have Violent J at the very beginning saying about, like, oh, I'm getting you on this and this and blah, blah, blah. And he mentions Warped on that, too. And it happened, and it did not work.
Yeah.
But
the Twiztid of this time period was not a good fit for Warped Tour.
No.
The Twiztid of today is a very good fit for Warped Tour.
But it won't happen again, because Warped Tour's dead, even though they had 2 shows last year. And Twiztid was on one of them. So
I think they finally figured out a way to hydrate people at Warped Tour, so that's good.
Remember back on Forgotten Freshness 3, when there was a song called Superstar?
Oh, yeah.
Who has the better Superstar song?
I don't think I really cared about it at all in either case.
Really?
I don't remember.
I don't care for the ICP one too much, so this one kind of wins by default. I could be wrong, but I think that this instrumental is not an original instrumental for them.
It
I think that it's
something,
but I cannot remember, and it's bothering me. So if anybody knows,
I think it's
if this is a stolen beat, which they could do because it was free.
I think it's adjacent to something. I don't think it is a straight up rip from something else.
I don't know. I feel like it is.
But anyway, they're kind of talking about how like people at their level of fame aren't necessarily doing as well as some people think they are.
Right.
Even though I'm pretty sure they were doing pretty well. Not like, limos and shit. But they're doing
right. Better than the common person.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, anybody who's releasing multiple albums and being able to tour is likely doing better than the average person.
It's iffy.
It depends. That could very well be the opposite case. I don't know. I don't tour. I don't make music. But to the average person, we're seeing, these artists who are fucking, you're going on tour for, 2 months and rocking shows, damn near every night. Things are going great for you.
Awesome. Like, I'm homeless for several months.
Yeah, like...
I'm living out of a bus.
Yeah.
Or my fucking station wagon.
I'm pretty sure we've mentioned before about how, like, artists who don't have, like, those major labels behind them or whatever tour so goddamn much because that is one of their biggest, that's how they get the majority of their money. So, yeah, making money on these tours, A, you gotta think about all the people that you gotta pay on that tour, and B, you are away from your home and your family, all that shit, so it's not everything it's cracked up to be.
My pillow is the towel I shoved in my bass drum to dampen it.
But at the same time, I mean, they do, yeah, I guess, like, on the surface, yeah, this track is a little bit different than what I initially thought it was.
That's what I read out of it. I mean,
Yeah, let me see something real quick. Dupertar. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it's almost like, is this kind of like, how most of the other Twiztid songs are like talk themselves up, and yet this one's kind of like the opposite of it.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, except Madrox's. Madrox is kind of like going with the whole thing. He's saying like, yeah, you can like give me all these props, but the very last line is, even though I ain't shit and everybody knows it. It's like, okay, like, do we even go anywhere with this song? I like the beat. The beat works for it.
Yeah, it's alright.
I like Blaze yelling in the chorus.
Superstar, you ain't shit.
I love when Blaze yells.
So, just when Blaze is on a track.
Blaze was not yelling that much on Hatchet Warrior.
He kept it chill.
I don't think he yelled, like, at all on anything he did.
I mean, his verses still had the Blaze voice.
When I pass it to you, bitch, pass it back.
I think that's the most he yells. And that's barely yelling. That's like a 5 for me. Which is like a 2 for him. So, I got nothing else on this one. It's, for it being the first, like, original song on here, it's not bad. I think it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Ready to move on?
I think so.
Track 3.
Gravy Boats.
Like constipation on X-Lax, all up in your pocket like Uncle Sam in the income tax. Can you relax when shit is running mile a minute? Play the industry like pussy, grab your dick and get up in it.
Are you in it to win it?
As we prevail, with shit so obese that it's tipping the scale. Up in the hell, heavy hot motherfucker walking the earth since childbirth. was a poser. You can't blame a nerd for trying to get closer. Now I'm the poster boy. For geeks and freaks and chainsaw murderers that seldom ever speak. They call me Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Cause I was so fat, my arms looked like they were sectioned off in rubber bands. Would it ever change? I prayed and hoped. Here go a scoop of mashed potatoes. See the chorus for the gravy boat.
Mashed potatoes. Well, it was riding on a gravy boat.
Gravy boats. This is a groovin' fucking track.
This is a pretty damn fun song.
Oh yeah,
I really dig it.
I like it a lot.
It's funny because I almost never listened to this one. Not that it's a bad track or anything, but like, I guess it's just because I never like really paid attention to it.
I mean, there's not a lot to pay attention to on it, honestly. It's a general track about like, kind of like making it, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I mean,
it's very twisted in that like
it's twisted.
They're saying the things and you can kind of figure out maybe what they're trying to say, but also you can't because it's twisted.
But they rhyme.
They do. They rhyme so well.
Like, I want to see, like, we've talked about, like, how many times Twiztid can make shit that's like, okay, you're making this song, but what is it actually about? Like, am I able to apply that argument with any of the other artists that I really, really enjoy that aren't, like, underground ones or whatever? Like, are there mainstream artists that I genuinely listen to consistently that have the same problem? And I need to look into that now. And sadly, the only one that's sticking out to me is DMX. Because Party Up makes no goddamn sense. It doesn't. There's not, like, he doesn't say anything in it.
He's saying what he says in everything. He's mad.
I'm the dog. Ow, ow, ow.
Exactly. What else does he have to say?
DMX is the Twiztid of New York.
Party Up and Where the Hood At are the same song.
Also, X Gon Give It To You.
X Gon Give It To You is the same song. Any DMX song worth listening to is the same song.
Oh, have you ever listened to Intro from It's Dark and Hell?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
We've basically listed all of the songs that I know from DMX.
Oh, that's sad.
Is it though?
Yes, because Intro on It's Dark and Hell is Hot is fucking amazing.
Huh.
It's a really good song. Yeah. Gravy Boats.
It's Gravy Boats.
It's Gravy Boats. I feel bad, like...
It grooves. It's hard for me to determine if this is in fact a Fritz one. It could be a Fritz, but I lean towards not as much for this one. It's hard to tell.
I wish that there was fucking, like, credits for anything anywhere. But there's literally nothing. It's the most goddamn annoying thing ever.
It could be. It's just not so much. It doesn't sound like a Fritz to me. I don't know.
Yeah, and my thing is too is I don't know if they released it, or rather if this was a sample from somebody, because there is a track on here that has a sample. It's not this one. Also, I'm looking, and I'm wondering if we did these in the wrong order, because it looks like this came out 2 weeks before Hatchet Warrior.
This is the order they were in.
I know.
SoundCloud.
No,
the albums.
I'm saying how we're doing this.
Who cares?
But you know what? Fuck it. I'm trying to get it as close as I goddamn can.
I'll release them in the proper order, and people will be very confused.
No, just do it. We know what we're doing. It's like whenever we did Most Tasteless before, or no, when we did, I think, Forgotten Freshness before we did Most Tasteless. Was that how it was?
I don't remember.
We did one of something first, and it was because of Twiztid being featured on something else.
And we were dragged all over the internet for that.
Exactly. It was the worst.
It was a fucking bloodbath.
I know. I will forever regret it, and it will haunt me to the end of my days.
Ruined my life. Again.
Press F for sympathy. Right now.
F's in chat, please.
Want to move on?
I think I'm ready to move on.
Let's move on. Track number 4. Light and Truth.
Something takes apart.
because of my appearance. I'm walking with the dead and talking to the spirits. Open is the ear when the nigga broadcast. Hidden between the channels, the remote pass. You don't have to ask, I understand you're scared. Sitting at the table, you so eagerly prepared. Are you ready? Here's the world in a nutshell. Evil is everywhere, everybody got a place in hell. And heaven's gates are tall and strong, and the Father is forgiven for however you're wrong. If you think life is a game of chance, be prepared to throw down when it's time to dance. If you're young, enjoy cause your youth is gold, and never waste time. Every single day you grow old. Written is a page in the book for you, in hard times and bad luck, to see what you would do. Now we look to the sky for the light and truth. I'll see you again in the morning. Now we look to the sky for the light and truth. I'll see you again in the morning. You're a machine. That's not really what I
Light and Truth.
Yeah.
This is the song that has a sample.
Oh.
It samples the song 3000 by Dr. Octagon, which came out in like 1996, I guess. I don't know anything else about it. I don't know who... instrumentalist. Dr. Octagon, producer Dan the Automator. I don't know. So, it's literally just an instrumental track. So, this is a Madrox solo track.
Yeah.
And based on some of the lyrics, this, I think, was meant to be on the Green Book, which would be coming out, obviously, a little bit later on. I mean, he says, written in the pages of the book, or whatever. But this, for it just being a Madrox solo song, I really dig this one.
Oh.
You don't like it, do you?
I didn't have much to say about it.
Uh-huh.
I said, nice corn cover.
I don't know, man.
It's okay. I mean, like, I don't know. It's just whatever.
I don't know. I mean, on this EP, like, I think that this is, like, it's one thing that the fact that this is such a tucked away project of work that Twiztid did.
Mm-hmm.
This is honestly a hidden gem in my opinion. I think that this is a really fucking good track. It's kind of uplifting, because he's kind of like, if I'm interpreting it correctly, it's kind of like, yo, like, you have to be able to, like, pick yourself up, like, away from the bullshit that you're constantly dealing with, like, because everybody has that shit that they gotta do, you know, you gotta take care of your own shit, you know. I don't know. I don't have much on this one. Guys, I'm sorry. I did not have notes for this episode. I'm fucking sorry.
I did. I just didn't have anything to say about it. Like,
I know, but I want to say more good things about the song, and I can't because I haven't fully processed it right, but I do really like this fucking song.
I guess we can relitigate for a second. White people in the N-word, stop it.
Yeah. Says it once. Which, okay, real quick, this is funny. Go to Genius. As much as we say that Genius is kind of shitty, because it kind of is, look up the lyrics for this song. Everything is written as it should be. There's still some, like, incorrect words here and there. They censor the word fuck.
They do.
They censor the word fuck on the lyrics of Genius, but the N-word is written out.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I don't understand it. It's weird. It's weird. But, you know, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Don't do that.
Kill him.
Don't do that. We had this really long discussion about separating music from reality.
And how they can't do that.
But you have to. Alright, anything else on this?
No.
Alright. Well, now we're going to talk about a track that was not put on the release that you could pay for / download when it was released on like Spotify and all that crap within the last couple of years, the one that got taken off. This was on the original release, but for some reason they didn't put it back out. And I'm sure there's a reason, but This is just an interview done with Monoxide. I don't know with who, though.
I don't either.
I don't know either.
I mean, we're not really gonna do much with it.
So, we'll just talk over this a little bit. But it's actually, I never really paid attention to this interview in the past, because it's just talking, there's no music, and I'm like, oh, I want to listen to music. But this interview that was taken with Monoxide, I'm assuming was done in earlier 2003 or maybe late 2002. It really, it kind of opens up a lot of... It answers a lot of stuff that I was like confused about with how Twiztid were operating at that time. We hear them talking like right now about how they're not able to tour similarly to how ICP does because just their association with Insane Clown Posse prevents them from actually performing in certain venues, in certain towns. Like,
it's very interesting hearing how that affiliation kind of like really fucking hurt them.
Right, and it's very, very surprising because Monoxide says about how people, you know, when they won't let ICP play, it's because, like, oh, well, you know, they don't want the Fago damaging everything in their venue. Or
he says they got reason to hate you.
Yes. They have reason to dislike ICP, but just because of Twiztid's association, being on that same label, having toured with ICP, you know, when they started in Psychopathic, that became a detriment to them.
Yeah.
Because they weren't able to just go and do these nationwide tours on their own. You know, it might have been one thing if they were helping support a different act, I guess, but just them trying to do things on their own, they could not get played in certain cities.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, and, you know, what I think happens nowadays is we hear the people who dislike Twiztid and say, like, you know, they backstabbed ICP because of this and that and all this stuff. Like, ever since the split happened with Twiztid leaving Psychopathic. And they say, well, ICP did so much for Twiztid and all this stuff. And, yes. But, that's the caveat. When I'm hearing this right here, saying that ICP did help Twiztid. Yeah, it helped get them to a larger audience nationwide.
It's undeniable.
Okay. However, it also hurts whenever you're not able to actually showcase your talent to more people
without being associated with them. Like, you have to have them, and like, you have to be, well, it's not even that you have to have them in tow, they have to have you in tow for you to be able to do anything.
Right. But it's the fact that
hamstrings you.
But yeah, but not just that, it's the fact that, oh, well, you work with those people who make all this kind of music, and we've heard about what the fans do at those shows. We don't want y'all here.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing. You gotta take that, like, you can't just take that at face value. Like, you have to look into that. This part right here, where they're talking about how Mirror Mirror was released, how it was 10 tracks.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was meant, like, tracks for that were meant to be the Black Magic release, which was their rock project. And they just decided to scrap it being Black Magic because it didn't feel like what they wanted Black Magic to do.
Yeah.
And so they just created Mirror Mirror.
And they said that they still called it an EP because they kind of just wanted to be like, oh, I guess I'll buy this EP, and then people open it up and they're like, oh, 10 whole fucking tracks.
Yeah. Which was a big deal. Yeah.
Because it wasn't an EP, and I've talked about this before. I talked about it on the Mirror Mirror episode, how it's not a fucking EP. And he basically says that right here. Like, they called it an EP more or less for not exactly marketing purposes, but kind of in the whole thing, just a kind of a subtle misdirection because they didn't release any information about the tracks and the track listing and how many things were on.
Right. And they didn't really have to because it was being put out by themselves. They didn't have to release that info to another label.
Yeah.
So, whatever. This part right here where they're talking about Through Your Eyes, which we talked about, of the alleged diss towards Violent J. Okay? There's people nowadays that still think that Through Your Eyes is a diss to Violent J. There's a track that comes on a later project, also from 2003, that people think is a diss to Violent J. And like, whether you want to take this interview from 2003 and still try and apply it to today in 2020, I think you have to... This is one of the things where I look at it at face value. Like, this is the point of time where Twiztid is really starting to come on their own. They're about to release their third LP, which is going to be, at that point, their biggest release to date. Okay? They are doing their best to grow as artists, but whether there really was the tension that's hinted at, I don't know if that's there.
Right.
And we hear, like, with the thought of, again, Magic Records being a thing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's true. Everybody did it.
A lot of people thought that they were just going to be leaving ICP in the dust, or just saying, you know, fuck this, we're leaving.
Yeah.
But no one ever saw anything, like, in public, like, of, you know, verbal altercations between ICP and Twiztid, you know, not that I know of. Like, it seems like it was all whatever. But...
Which is cool.
And again, shout outs to Instagram user Twiztid History. Violent J used to go on AOL in chat rooms or whatever as Nobody Fresh, and would kind of just talk about stuff that was going on at Psychopathic. And one of the things that he had mentioned was, it seems like Twiztid is going to be leaving. And I'm assuming that it was taking place after this EP dropped. So it makes me wonder, okay, well, what really was going on behind the scenes? Yeah. I like how Monoxide, in this interview with, I think, the Through Your Eyes thing, flat out says that I don't fuck with the internet because of all this stuff.
Monoxide stays off the internet, is what he says.
Fast forward, Monoxide is on the internet a lot. He does Facebook Live and Instagram Live videos of him, like, hotboxing and answering people's questions and shit like that.
I think when he says he stays off the internet in this, he means he's not paying attention to other shit. I'm sure even in that time he used it for his own purposes and stuff.
Oh, I mean, no, I get that. I mean, just saying, like, it's interesting that, like, we're seeing that difference of, you know, back then, like, no, I don't involve myself in that bullshit, like, you know, y'all are thinking that we diss Violent J, like, hell no, why would we do that and all this shit? But then, like, nowadays, it's like, this is what's going on, like, it's not a diss, we're telling you what's happening.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see the drastic change that 17 years. 17?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Whenever you brought up 2 years, I was like, oh wait, there's a
and again, all we can say based on this interview is, you know, what people were hinting at or thinking about online or whatever, in the words of Violent J, purely speculation.
Yeah.
I don't know. The fact that Monoxide seems so candid about this and upfront about, like, this is why we did this, this is why we did this, this is why we can't do this, whatever.
Right.
I like that. Yeah. Like, I like hearing about that stuff.
I don't believe that there was any amount of animosity between them beyond, like, I think that mostly it was animosity towards the people who were really hamstringing them. Because, I mean, like, yes, ICP's general behavior and stuff was bad for them because of what other people did, but I mean, it's what the other people did that fucked them.
Right.
Like, ICP's own actions may be inadvisable in some ways, but, you know, you can't put that on, like, you can't put how people associated Twiztid with it on them.
Right.
Like, that's the people who associated Twiztid with it. And, you know, you can kind of see that, like, while there wasn't animosity per se, there was still the whole frustration of it that they had to...
Like, man, fuck, we just got... Like,
they had to figure out a way to get away from it,
right,
so they could be able to do their own thing. And when did they split off?
Of Psychopathic?
Yeah.
End of 2012.
Really late. Yes. I would have expected it to be a lot earlier than that.
End of 2012.
That's when Magic Ninja Entertainment was?
Magic Ninja did not get founded until 2014. 2014.
Holy shit.
Either end of 2013 or early 2014.
Because I would have expected it to be not long after this.
Well, and that's the thing. The idea of Magic Records having been conceived in 2003.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it more when we get to Green Book, I believe. But it looked like it was almost surefire, and then something happened.
Yeah.
That shut that shit down. I'm going to try and do more research on it so that I know and can convey the correct info. But, yeah.
I wonder if... I'm just going to speculate real quick.
Purely speculation.
We're going to talk about it in... Is it next week? When are we doing Green Book?
I think
by next week, I mean in 2 weeks.
I think we have a couple... I think we have some things in between. Let me double check, though.
Because...
The drive up here.
I would put forth the speculation, because I don't know. But Green Book was a big hit for them, yeah?
I mean, it seems like it was.
Like, it fucking, like, really did a number on the...
From what I understand...
In the Juggalo world.
Green Book is it's regarded as one of Twiztid's better albums.
Okay.
I'm sure there's people who still prefer, like, Most Tasteless and Freak Show, but...
I mean,
that was... The Green Book seems like it was an album that they put all their eggs in that basket.
And my question is more so if it paid off.
I don't know.
Because I would assume if it did particularly well...
Green Book would be next.
Oh, okay.
Unless we do Purple Show. But...
My assumption would be that if Green Book did do exceptionally well in the ways that they would hope that it would, that it probably helped a lot with the problems that they were having in terms of separating themselves from the ICP image.
Right.
And...
No, I agree.
That would really kind of... You know, they wouldn't really need to split off so imminently.
Right.
As they may have seen it at the time. Like, at the time, they were probably looking at it like, we really need to do something about this because it's a big fucking problem.
Right.
Yeah, it's like if Green Book hit and really, you know, squashed all of that for them, they probably just looked at it as like, oh no, we're recognized as our own thing now.
Mm.
We can kind of back off this.
Right. And as much as we, you know, we seem to go into these discussions more and more with Twiztid, and I think part of it is because, like, well, we know what happens at the end.
Oh, yeah.
We know what goes on, and this is kind of like us piecing together, like, what little bits kind of led up to all that end. So,
I mean, because
it's not me personally saying, Twiztid for life, fuck ICP. It's like,
I'm saying,
well, yeah, you are. It's like, okay, well, like, what can we say attributed to this eventual, you know, separation, this divorce of like, the two biggest acts on this label that we're talking about?
I literally just had to ask when it happened because I don't know any of that stuff. And I'm just kind of, because I know it happened, every time that we see something like this, I'm like, that's a very possible contributor to it. And now that I know that it was fucking
9 years
later, it's like, no. I mean, like, things like this, if this is what continued happening, then, I mean, I could see it building up over the years and eventually making that a necessary step. But, as I said, I think the Green Book probably is what allowed them to delay it for so long.
I would say it's certainly a factor.
Yeah, I mean, it would be one of the things.
So,
I feel like it was, I mean, because I know it happens, obviously, it was imminent, but I think it was imminent to begin with. They seem like, in general, they don't want to be tied down to anybody else. And, you know, it just makes sense for them to have done it eventually. If not now.
So one of the things that we'll see, and I'll bring this up now.
Sure.
Many times, members of Psychopathic Records are rarely featured on other people's work. Unless it is somebody very specific. I wanted to, at some point, I don't know when it would be, do an episode all about guest features.
Okay.
Where, like, ICP has worked with the Cottonmouth Kings a handful of times.
Sure.
So I'd like to talk about those tracks. Balaji Dead Homie did a track
with ABK. Just once or twice.
With Big B in 2007. So I do want to like talk about those just because a lot of the songs are actually really cool. But it seems like for a while they were only doing these extra tracks or these guest features with specific people, i.e. Suburban Noise Records, which was Cottonmouth Kings, and occasionally Strange Music. But most of the time, these Strange Music ones were not on Strange Music's releases. They would be people from Strange on Psychopathic, but like ICP and Tech Nine have done 2 songs together.
Yeah.
They're not featured on Strange Music. ICP have been featured on
Old Dirty Bastard.
They were on ODB's one album.
I know that.
And, well, 2 versions of the same song on his album, which ICP apparently forgot about. It's fucking terrible. It's stupid. But anyways, like ICP was featured on another artist on Strange. They've never been featured on Tech Nine's album. Like, specifically there are people who just, they can't get on Tech Nine's main album, and it's just fucking crazy to me. But what I'm saying is it just seemed like they were kind of, I don't want to say pigeonholed, but only allowed to work with these specific people.
Yeah.
These specific people from Suburban Noise Records. These specific people from Strange Music. But no one else. There's a track that comes out in, I want to say it's 2009 or 2010 that Twiztid is featured on, and it's by the group DWB, Dirty White Boys. It was featured on some kind of mixtape, and Monoxide does like a intro on it, like a spoken intro.
Yeah.
But then him and Madrox do verses on it. It's a fucking cool song.
Nice.
And it never got released. Like, it was just put out online, but it never got an actual release somewhere. Then, a couple years later, a CD comes out by DWB, and that song, as well as a remix of it, are on there. This is after Twiztid had left Psychopathic. And I heard on Fago Lovers, because I had mentioned something about it, and one of the members from DWB had said that something behind the scenes prevented them from putting out the track. Twiztid leaves Psychopathic, track is out.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if Violent J, which, sorry, Jay runs everything at Psychopathic. I don't think Billy Bill was saying, no, don't put this out.
Yeah.
I think that Violent J was saying, no, that's not the style that we generally do. Don't put it out. That sounds stupid, but also kind of sounds like a Jay thing to do.
It's very Violent J.
Nowadays, Twiztid does a lot of fucking features for people. People that I've never fucking heard of. Legit.
Yeah.
And obviously, people get paid to do the features or whatever. Yeah. So if a rapper has set aside like $3,000 or whatever the fuck it costs for Monoxide Child to do a verse, good for you.
Yeah.
You can get a good verse for that and help out your track and get some listens or whatever. Yeah. Fucking cool. And props to them for allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, where it makes me wonder now if they were held back from being able to work with more talent. Okay.
Possibly, yeah.
Aside from the seemingly go-to people.
Right.
Okay. So, I don't know. Again, this is me speculating. I don't know. We'll get to it more on in the future.
Speculation.
Purely speculation. I love when Violent J says that. It's purely speculation. I love that phrase. And anytime somebody says that to me, I just laugh every time. It's purely speculation. So, I don't know. We'll get to it eventually. And when we talk about the Green Book, which seemingly would be next episode, I don't think that we're going to talk about Purple Show, unless you guys really want us to, but it's probably not going to happen right now.
Plenty of time to figure it out.
We can, you know what?
Actually, they don't, because we would have already recorded it.
Exactly. So if you want us to go back and talk about Purple Show,
we'll do it.
We'll do it. If you want us to talk about Shockumentary that came out in 1998, That's the.
We could throw it in anytime.
We literally can. We did Big Money Hustlers after it would have already been done. So fuck it, you know?
Yeah. I don't really have to do any editing for this.
No, it's literally just us sitting there and we just chat it up.
Yeah.
You know?
I only have to watch a thing a bunch of times to figure out what to say.
The thing is, though, is whenever we do get to some of these projects, I kind of just want it to be like, no, we're just going to watch it and then first things.
I like to know things.
I know
depending
that you
on
do,
what it is.
But that's the thing, like...
Big Money Hustlers, I wanted to know.
Hustlers,
I wanted
yes.
to keep up.
Rustlers, yes.
Yeah.
But when we get to, like... it would be in the year of 2007 is the Psychopathic the Videos DVD.
That's different.
Not going to force you to sit down, because there's a lot of videos on that first DVD.
Yeah.
So that would be a cool, like, okay, let's just watch it and then just go off the dome.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
Yeah,
there's also 2 hidden videos on there. I don't know how we're going to be able to do it on the computer or whatever.
I mean,
there's 2 hidden videos that you have to mess with, like, the arrow buttons or whatever on a DVD controller.
Can work with that.
And I can't remember how to fucking do them.
Can work with that.
So we'll fuck with it and figure it out. But hey, we'll get there when we get there. I think that would actually be next year. But
we got a lot of stuff at the end of this because I mean it's a short album. Again, there's nothing on it really.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But, we still we carry on as we do. There's still a lot to talk about just because it's Twiztid and the things that were spoken of in that interview. But that's it more or less. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for the fam.
That's for the fam. What's your one track?
Gravy Boat.
Gravy Boat. Light and Truth.
Gravy Boats. Yeah.
Twiztid. Gravy Boats. Light and Truth. Lights and Truths.
You know where to find us.
You can hit us up on all our social medias.
We have a Facebook.
Juggalo Judgment.
We got a Twitter.
At Juggalo Judgment.
We got an Instagram.
Juggalo Judgment.
We have email.
JuggaloJudgment@gmail.com.
We also have our own social medias.
I am at Mike Spawn the SEJ.
I am at Shmeev.
If you want to hit us up, I also have a personal Instagram where all I do is sing in the car, and occasionally it's Juggalo stuff. It's straight as Juggalo. You can hit that up as well.
I also have an Instagram that I don't do anything
never touch.
Insta-Shmeev.
Yeah, I think some of your last pictures were of you at the zoo. A couple years ago.
There's the one in the place, St. Louis.
Oh, okay. I like zoos.
At my brother's place.
I like zoos. What's your favorite zoo animal to see?
I don't know, man. I just like them.
Zoos are cool.
It depends on the animal.
I dig our zoo because we have a pretty okay aquarium in it.
Aquariums are nice.
I love the aquarium. I like seeing sharks. I just like watching them swim. Like, that's calming. I don't want to be in there with the sharks, but it's calming to just see them just do their thing.
I like aquariums because I think like they're where the animals are least kept under sedation all the time.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I mean, like, there's still... The bigger ones, I still feel bad because I'm like, you need room, man. But the smaller fishies, they don't fucking know. I like turtles. Turtles rule.
Oh, the penguin exhibit in ours is pretty cool, actually.
I was like really concerned last time that I went.
Right.
Because in the sea turtle one, there was one that was just in its shell underwater. It's just sitting there. Oh. And the other one was like popping up to the surface and swimming back down near it and just kind of like hanging out and stuff. I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
And I did a quick look up and I was like, oh, sea turtles can literally hold their breath for hours.
Oh, okay.
They can last hours underwater.
Oh, so we were just super concerned that there was a dead sea turtle.
Yeah, like at
rest.
It was
just chilling.
At rest, they can last like 4 hours underwater.
Oh,
they can sleep underwater.
Oh,
it's not a big deal to sea turtles.
I legit didn't know that.
It ain't shit.
Wow, look at you learning shit on Juggalo Judgment.
So yeah,
that's what we're here for.
With that important lesson, I think it's about time that we sign off in the traditional fashion and finish your fake.
Oh, that's what we do.
Okay. Delicious.
Delicious. good one, y'all.
In the city. Oh,
Have a good one, y'all.
Mashed potatoes. Where are you from? Riding on the gravy boat.
That's why I'll play the original.